KT McFarland with us here in New York this morning. KT, normalizing relations with Syria, talking to Iran, a love fest with Saudi Arabia. This is a whole new look to the Middle East, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, all the chessboard is moving very quickly, and the chess pieces are moving all around, and the prime mover of this is Donald Trump. At the first week of his first term, we sat around the White House Situation Room table, just like I'm sitting next to you, and we said, what should we do about Saudi Arabia? They were having a succession crisis. Do we back the old guys, the young guys? So I made the point of, well, we've always worked with the old guys. They're very conservative. They're close to the mullahs. And Trump said, no, we are going to back the new guys. They're untested. And this was Mohammed bin Salman. We're going to back the young guy because they've all been the young generation has been educated in the West. They're comfortable with women's rights. They're comfortable with open societies. They realize they have to diversify their economies away from oil. That's the direction we're going. So as a result of that, Mohammed bin Salman really owes his career to Donald Trump. So when you see this love fest, this is a father-son thing. I mean, because of Trump, they were able to do what they said they were going to do. Because of the Saudis, they did what they said they promised to do. It's extraordinary what they've accomplished.
Watching it was extraordinary. We watched it right here. You could see it on our screens and put it out to the audience. Extraordinary. Look, we've got to get to the issue of this gifted plane. Here's what President Trump had to say about the hysteria that gift has caused. Roll tape.
These planes, the plane that you're on right now is almost 40 years old. And when you land and you see Saudi Arabia and you see UAE and you see Qatar and you see all this, and they have these brand new Boeing 747s mostly, and you see ours next to it. This is like a totally different plane. It's much smaller, it's much less impressive as it is. And you know, we're the United States of America. I believe that we should have the most impressive plane. Some people say, oh, you shouldn't accept gifts for the country. My attitude is, why wouldn't I accept a gift? We're giving to everybody else. Why wouldn't I accept a gift?
KT, we may have legitimate concerns over this gift, but I don't think we should let it get in the way of the big picture and the progress that Trump's made. We can't be distracted by this.
Well, that's what they want you to do, right? I mean, how are you against the fact that we now have peace in the Middle East? We've got peace between India and Pakistan. That was just with a phone call. We have new trade agreements. We're dealing with China. We have a U.S.-UK trade agreement. Everything is going really, really well. So if you're the opposition, what are you going to do to complain about Trump? I guess maybe we don't like the look of the plane. Now, look, if you look at the law, it says that a presidential library is able to accept free planes, you know, a gift of a plane, a gift of a ship. President Reagan's library has Air Force One there. So, you know, Trump, they're going to give it to Trump's library eventually, I guess. He's just getting it a little bit early and free for the United States. I have no problem with this.
Last one for you, KT. Listen to what Trump had to say about tomorrow's expected meeting in Istanbul between Russia and Ukraine. Roll that tape.
We'll bring peace not only here, but I know you're very much involved in helping us in other regions, like what's happening with Russia, Ukraine, etc. And I think we're having some pretty good news coming out of there today and maybe tomorrow and maybe Friday, frankly. But we'll see about that.
Is that meeting possibly the start of a genuine ceasefire in Ukraine?
Absolutely.
It is?
And look, President Trump, again, out of the deal, he's a closer. So what has he done? He's had all the, you know, China, we're with China, with the Middle East, with Israel, with everybody. Guess who's missing out on everything? Vladimir Putin. He's got to have major FOMO, right? Fear of missing out on the big acts that are going on in the world. He likes to be a world player. So I think that Marco Rubio's going. There's going to be an empty seat next to Marco Rubio. And if Putin comes, Trump comes, and they're not going to sit around and do nothing. If they come, they get a deal.
So if President Trump gets some peace in the Mideast and peace in Ukraine, should he get the Nobel Peace Prize?
I guess he could probably get it for many things that he's achieved.
If Obama got it for
doing nothing. Trump could get 2 or 3 of them by the time he's finished.
Katie, I just want to turn to our colleague here, Jason Chaffetz. I want your opinion on this, the gifted jet. Some Democrats are starting to hold up judicial appointments until they get an investigation to this jet. What do you say to that?
Investigate what? Like, what are they going to investigate? It's all above board. You can pretty much go out and see it. And I think Donald Trump makes a good point. We'd be idiots not to accept it.
But do you think it looks bad? I mean, $400 million.
Well, you know what looks bad is giving billions of dollars to Boeing and them not producing the new and improved Air Force One. If you want to do an investigation, go figure out where all those billions of dollars went and why Boeing wasn't able to complete the transaction and put new Air Force One out there. But to accept a plane, it's all above board.
My premise stands. President Trump is introducing a new era of peace and prosperity across the Middle East. How wrong am I? How right am I?
I think you are 100% right, and I can't wait to live it out.
KT, thanks very much for being with me.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.